notice how to play I Put a Spell on You, and this is the Bette Midler version from Hocus Pocus, but there's a lot of great versions out there that you can use this as a starting point for. To do this, we're going to use our G minor scale, but really be using our G minor arpeggio. So first, here are the notes in the scale: G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, this key on the side, F, and open G. And then for our arpeggio, we're going to use G, B flat, D. To those, they're going to come back a lot in this song. We're also going to need one more arpeggio, and this arpeggio is a different scale, but it's related to our G minor. So our fifth D in our G minor is what we're basing the next scale off of. That's super common in classical music and pop music to use the so, the fifth note of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this scale, we're going to use D, F sharp, A, and C. But in this version, so that we don't go over the break, we're going to actually start with this F sharp down here. F sharp, A, C, and D. If you want to be fancy, and just for fun, know that C is our seventh, and that's one of the things that helps make this extra spooky sounding, is we first of all are in minor with our B flats here, and then when we use our so, we've got our seventh in there, the C, depending on which register you'd like to use. That makes the song really exciting and interesting and mysterious, the way we want our Halloween songs to be. So notice how much of that was based on our arpeggio. We just threw in this extra C. If you want to add in the parts that the sisters are doing in the background, that's just our arpeggio. G, B flat, D. And then in the next line, we get to use our next arpeggio that we learned, which is our D arpeggio. So we're going to finish that first line, the main chorus line. I put a spell on you and it was strong. And when we get to strong, we're going to use this F sharp. You can also use the F sharp down here, but I prefer this one. And then we're going to have F sharp, A, C, which is our fancy seventh, and then ending on our D. When we do our arpeggios, we want to be crescendoing. We're building lots of excitement, we're getting louder, and we're getting to the end of the phrase. And notice my articulation here. Everything is short and kind of punchy and accented and excited. It's not pretty and gentle. This is definitely a song with lots of energy and excitement, and we want to put that in our articulation as well. The next part is basically just our arpeggio, so that's not a big surprise, but we want to make it very interesting and exciting with our dynamics and articulation. There's a lot of crescendos happening here and a lot of leading to specific notes. And if you want to get extra fancy just for fun, you can add in some extra notes in our scale. So first, here's the bass line of the next phrase. If you want to throw in some extra notes, they're mostly in our scale, except that they're with some sharps. So our F sharp down here and our C sharp over here. The reason we have those sharps is because F sharp leads to G, which is our root. We're in our G scale. And C sharp leads to D, which is our other important note here. Right? Those half steps are super fun. So that's where those sharps come from. And the big notes that we want to aim for are the lyrics, because of all the wishes working, I'm the worst. Those are the ones that she's the most sassy when she's singing, and those are also the ones that we want to be loudest and that we want to have a little bit of a weight or accent. And then notice how much weight I put in onto those notes. Right, they're not delicate or pretty or soft. There's a lot of energy there. Now, you already know actually most of the song. We have the transition where the sisters in the back of her are singing Watch Out. Then here's our F sharp again, G and A, so nothing crazy. We're back with our D arpeggio, which is the one that starts on F sharp. And notice that I'm crescendoing just a little bit through all of that to lead us onwards. We're building and building and building to the end. And then when we get to the end, you really have to make sure you're using your air all the way through one line. And then for this part, it sounds like there's a lot happening in here, but these are all notes from our scale that we already know. So we get to our D that we're familiar with, and then we just go up and down in the scale. D, C, D, E flat, F, that's what's happening with my air underneath all these extra notes. And you could throw in that little tag at the end if you want. And congratulations! You made it all the way to the end. Great work. I hope you had a lot of fun learning I Put a Spell on You with me and getting ready for Halloween. Hi, I'm Jessica, and I love pop music and the clarinet. And I make these tutorials so that you can too. Great pop singers and great pop songs have a lot of great things to teach us about how to be musical, how to have a good tone, and how to get through the range of our instrument. They're also a great way to think about how your scales are applied in practice. I go through a lot of different things in these videos, and they're intended for people with a variety of experience levels. Feel free to skip around, jump over things, come back to things, take whatever is useful for you, and skip over whatever's not. Either way, I hope you have lots of fun exploring your instrument and thinking about all the great things that you as a musician have to share.